The Invincible universe doesn't play by regular superhero rules. People don't just throw a few punches and walk away clean. Here, fights are bloody, violent, and relentless. And if your powers aren't good enough, you don't just lose, you die. But with so many wild abilities flying around, which superpowers actually stand out? Which ones are the most powerful, most useful, and most likely to keep you alive when things get ugly? Today we're ranking the best superpowers in the Invincible universe, using examples from both the animated series and the comics to show you what really matters in a fight. Let's get into it. We're starting with something a little less flashy: super intelligence. On paper, it might not sound exciting, but characters like Robot and Angstrom Levy prove just how dangerous brains can be in a world full of brawn. Robot uses his genius to build advanced tech, control drones, and even create entirely new bodies for himself. He doesn't need to be on the front lines. His machines fight for him. In the comics, he eventually creates a global dictatorship because he believes it's the only way to bring order to Earth. And guess what? No one can stop him, not even Invincible. Angstrom Levy, on the other hand, takes intelligence to another level with his multiverse knowledge. Once he merges his mind with thousands of versions of himself, he becomes a god-tier strategist with access to infinite possibilities, and becomes one of Invincible's most dangerous enemies. So yeah, sometimes the best weapon isn't strength, it's strategy. Next up, speed. Red Rush, introduced in the very first episode of the show, shows us just how OP super speed can be. He can move faster than sound, land dozens of hits in a second, and save people across the battlefield in the blink of an eye. But here's the thing, speed alone isn't enough. When Red Rush fights Omni-Man, we see the problem. He can't do enough damage to stop someone who's physically tougher than he is. He dies brutally, and it's one of the first moments that really sets the tone for the entire series. Still, if you combine speed with power and durability, that's a different story, and some characters later in the comics do exactly that. Speed is dangerous, but only in the right hands. You can't survive in the Invincible universe without a healing factor. Let's look at Mark Grayson himself, Invincible. This man gets ripped apart on a regular basis. He's had bones broken, organs crushed, his face caved in multiple times, and yet he walks away. Not because he's lucky, but because his body adapts and heals fast. Same goes for Conquest, a brutal Viltrumite warrior who fights Mark twice in the comics. Even after getting half his face ripped off, he keeps fighting like nothing happened. And then there's Thrag, the ultimate Viltrumite general. During his final battle with Mark, he's bleeding out, fighting on the surface of the sun, and still throwing punches. That's the power of regeneration. You can lose the fight, get shredded, and still come back swinging. It's a rare power in Invincible, but when we do see it, shapeshifting gets terrifying. The Komodo dragon, a side character in the comics, can transform into monstrous forms to fight. But more notably, the Martian sequids, while not shapeshifters in the traditional sense, adapt by taking over hosts and rebuilding their biology, which is horrifying on its own. If you can change your form, grow weapons, or even mimic others, you gain a massive tactical advantage. It's not flashy, but in the right hands, shapeshifting can end fights before they even start. Now this one, criminally underrated. Angstrom Levy's teleportation is a nightmare to deal with. He doesn't just open portals, he can jump between dimensions. In his final confrontation with Mark, he traps him in a reality full of zombie Invincibles. Try surviving that. Even Alan the Alien uses advanced tech for teleportation, allowing him to escape battles, transport allies, or show up exactly when needed. If you can blink out of danger or ambush your enemies from nowhere, you're already winning. Teleportation doesn't just save your life, it lets you control the battlefield. Yeah, we're bringing Angstrom back, because his powers aren't just teleportation, they're dimensional awareness. He has access to every version of himself from every alternate universe. That includes versions of himself who have already beaten Invincible, versions who have taken over planets, versions who know everything. At his peak, Angstrom becomes a strategist who knows all the outcomes. And when he gets angry, things get terrifying fast. He may not have brute strength, but he doesn't need it. His power is god-tier intellect and limitless knowledge, and that might be the scariest thing of all. While not super common in Invincible, energy powers like heat vision or plasma blasts do exist, especially with characters like Universa in the comics, who taps into cosmic energy to fight Mark head-on. She can fly, shoot energy, and absorb damage that would wreck normal humans. These types of powers are especially useful because they allow you to fight from a distance. In a universe where most people rely on brute force and fists, keeping your distance with deadly energy blasts, that's a huge advantage. This might not sound like a flashy superpower, but it's the most important one in the entire series. Mark Grayson's real strength isn't just his Viltrumite DNA, it's his will. Every time he's beaten, he comes back stronger. Every time he loses, he learns. Every failure, every scar, every loss, it shapes him. He doesn't become powerful overnight. He earns it through pain, sacrifice, and refusing to give up. Mark's growth from a rookie hero to one of the strongest beings in the universe is the heart of Invincible, and that power to keep going no matter matter what is what truly makes him invincible. So, what's the best superpower in Invincible? Yeah, having the strength of a Viltrumite helps. Teleportation, speed, healing, all of those are game changers. But in a universe this dangerous, where gods fall and cities crumble, the best power might not be physical at all. It's adaptability. It's the will to survive. It's the heart to keep fighting, even when your face is in the dirt.